Hey, it's Mahesh here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about losing your hair. So many people talk to me about losing their hair because obviously I don't have any, and for me it's been a bit of a journey, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about how I felt, how it happened, when it happened, and the fact that we're all really different when it comes to getting thin on top. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk to you mainly about like what happens to you, what you tend to find happens to the scalp and the hair. And then what I'll do in another video is we'll talk about actually, you know, probably what the best styles are for you and the stepping stones to getting pretty much just as I am really now. Because this is happening to, you know, loads of guys who are getting to a time in their life. And on that point, can I just say that the time in your life where you start to thin has no bearing really on your age. It's just your DNA, your genetics. We're all individual people. We're all individual when it comes to our journey with our hair and our beards and life as it is. But when it comes to thinning your hair, you know, I had friends at school who were, you know, 16, 17, who were already thinning. I had plenty of hair when I was that age, actually really quite dark hair. And to be fair, when I was in my probably late teens, early 20s, you know, had really good hair, grew really fast, was, let's say, quite dark, and really never really occurred to me that I would ever lose my hair. I've got one of 6 children, and 5 of us are boys, and only 2 of us really, probably 3 of us have lost their hair. 2 of them have actually kept their hair relatively well, and one of my brothers has got quite a good head of hair. So, you know, we all come from the same, you know, parents, and we're all quite different. Some of us have kept it, some of us haven't. So, you know, even with the same genetics, the same DNA, the same upbringing, the same diet, growing up, you know, it hasn't really made any bearing on whether we all kept our hair or all didn't keep our hair. So for me, I got to my 20s, and in my mid-20s, probably 22, 23, I had a reasonable scattering of grey hair running through the temple, and probably my first grey hairs I actually found while I was at school was 16. But by the time I was in my early to mid-20s, I was going grey, really straight through the sides here, really quite light. And then I tend to find that actually my hair felt just a little bit lighter. The density of my hair sort of left. And I found that the main problem was just getting that little bit of volume into my hair. So when I hit my 30s, I probably got to the point where I had probably lost a good proportion of it on the top. I was probably carrying around probably 60% of what I would have had already. So I'd lost probably 40% of my hair at that point, and my hairline started to definitely show that it was moving towards my crown. And at that point I thought, I really need to do something about this. So I started to look into various different lotions, potions, caffeine shampoos, washes, scrubs, and all that business. And I got to my mid-30s, and really I thought to myself, now what do I do? You know, so I started going, you know, and changing up my styles. But do you know, I was really just hanging on to the inevitable. And at that time, I was working in a hairdressing salon. I was mainly surrounded by women. And I really didn't have any other guys. I had friends who, obviously, I could talk to that were guys, but as a professional, I was only talking to like ladies, and they all were like, oh, you know, it's okay, you'll be fine, we'll just cut it differently and you can wave it across to one side. And really, I look back on some photographs and I think, Christ, I basically had a comb over for about 3 years. I didn't really I looked like I had, you know, a whippy ice cream on top of my head. So I really wish I'd gone shorter earlier. But what I found was actually, as I lost my hair and the balding came through, and when that happens, the testosterone levels in your body changes. And I always have had, probably for the last 10 years, some facial hair of some sort. You know, a dense beard or a moustache or sideburns or a goatee or something. And I really found that actually the more I was losing on top, the more I was getting in growth on the face. And it really kicked in, and especially my moustache, and that really for a while didn't grow that well. But as I found that actually you get a buildup of testosterone in your body, that is a side effect almost to the fact that you're losing your hair. Male pattern baldness is the fact that you've got high levels of testosterone in your body, and you generally find that actually your facial hair thickens up, gets stronger, really tends to thicken out. And my beard just grew crazy, I mean, it really was growing so quick, really rapid growth of my beard and my moustache. And I really found that actually, that's when I started to embrace my beard journey. And I mean, I'm 43 now, 2018, I'm 43. And for the last 5 years, my beard has grown tremendously fast and really well. And I've never had a problem shaving it down or cutting it down and thinking, oh God, that's going to take me forever to get back to where I was. Within 3 or 4 months, I can grow a good amount. So what am I saying? I'm saying if you are thinning, if you are starting to notice it, have a couple of tips from me. 1, go to your barber and talk to your barber. Be open and frank about it and ask him what will be the best styles. 2, listen, this is nature's calling. You can't do anything about it. All you're going to do is delay the inevitable. In my experience, you're going to throw good after bad money and in the end end up with a haircut like mine. And 3, finally, embrace the beard, embrace the moustache, embrace the facial hair. If you're going to lose it from the top, grow it down the bottom. Simple. Great to see you guys. Thanks very much for listening. And on the next video, we're going to talk about some styles and some looks. Until then, take care.
Beardbrand is a premium men's grooming company with products not only for your beard, but also your hair and body. Do yourself a favor and head over to beardbrand.com and take care of yourself. Or you can stick around and watch a few more of our awesome videos.